Hi, guys. It's the professor here, and we're going to talk today about why the telephone companies have such poor service and why it takes so long for them to get out to see you. Sometimes it's days, weeks. Uh, I've even heard stories of a month. The problem is because of all of the people that have left the telephone company and the loss of lines. Uh, what happened is basically the telephone companies have laid off or offered packages to their technicians to get down to a size that works for them. Now, a lot of times the guys that are left can keep up with the workload. A lot of times they can't. I won't say these companies don't care about you, but well, they kind of really don't. Uh, you're actually doing them a favor if you leave. Uh, Fiber optics is the latest and greatest big thing. Um, then these companies all want to go fiber. Uh, they'd like to see their copper customers all disappear. Now, they do have to maintain you if you're a customer. Uh, they don't have to do it in a timely manner. Uh, the technicians, I'll say, uh, for the most part, care. Um, the old guys that are left, which is few and far between, uh, have been beaten so bad over the years that they really don't care. Sad to say, they're just there to get a paycheck. The young guys, uh, a lot of them care. Some of them have seen the writing on the wall and they've been beaten to the point where they don't care. The biggest problem nowadays with the crews that are at the phone companies is they're not skilled. Um, they don't have the troubleshooting knowledge and abilities the old guys had. And it's not their fault, it's just they don't have the training, the background, schooling, any of that stuff that the guys that were there, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years ago had. Um, when I went to the telephone company, which is quite a while ago, uh, you had to have an electronics background. You had to be able to climb poles. Not the case anymore. Um, you know, the last I knew, which was 4 years ago, you know, they were looking for electricians, former electricians, uh, commercial electricians, carpenters who knew building construction, uh, for the reason, that they knew building construction, they could drill holes and get wires in without drilling into electric wires and outlets and stuff like that. They did not require electronics background or electronics theory, which is kind of a big one, when you're working on telephone lines. And it's just not the crew it used to be. Now it's no fault of the employees that are getting hired, because they're looking for good money with good benefits, which for the most part, good benefits is a thing of the past, but the telephone company is still a good paycheck. Um, the skilled guys, like myself, that were old school, uh, you know, they had their hands full trying to teach these new guys how to use test equipment, troubleshoot, uh, basically everything they do every day. And unfortunately, there are so few of the old school guys left anymore that the new guys coming in just aren't learning what they should. Um, I don't name names because I deal with these people still in my new life, I guess you'd call it. But they have contractors now that do a lot of work uh, because unfortunately there are still pressurized cables, air on the cables out in the field. Uh, the new guys don't know how to work on it. Um, you know, Fiber optics, they contract that. A lot of the new guys don't know how to work on fiber, and you know, they used to have territories with dedicated technicians in each area, and because it's a skeleton crew now, that's a thing of the past. Um, you might have a guy covering 100 square miles now, and you know, the work is loaded to the technician on a laptop or a handheld every morning. He has so many jobs that he's supposed to complete. They're given unrealistic workloads, and it's possible a guy has 10 or 12 jobs or more in a day. And if he really has a problem, he might get one or two jobs done a day. And at the end of the day, he turns them back. That's why a lot of you people have appointments, which they try to get away from now. They'll say morning or afternoon. Dude never shows up, and you're pissed, and rightfully so. The guy never called me. The company never called me. Well, that's because he doesn't know till 3 or 4 o'clock, and he's getting off maybe at 5. How many appointments he's going to miss. And he waits till the end of the day when he realizes what he isn't going to be able to do, and he turns these jobs back in to the big computer in the sky. And the person called the forecaster that sits in the Crystal Palace somewhere, that jostles these jobs around and loads them every day to the techs and reloads them the next day, doesn't get all these back till the end of the day, and he or she gets hammered, and consequently some people get called, some people don't. The technicians are so frazzled, it's their job to call you and say, hey, I had an appointment with you this afternoon, but I'm going to miss it due to workload. Well, they're so overwhelmed that they're just not doing their job and they're not calling you. Is it the company's fault? Well, kinda. The technician's fault? Well, kinda. The problem is the remaining guys are all overwhelmed. And, it takes a while uh, to get your repair ticket taken care of. The way that I used to do it, and hopefully some of the common sense guys used to do it, is you can look at your workload in the morning and you can see who's been out the longest, uh, whose trouble should have priority in your mind over the next person. And, you can make a decision on who gets serviced first. Uh, a lot of the new guys just take them as they come. They don't, look at all 10, 12, however many tickets in the load in the morning and say, well, this person's been out for a week, or DSL's down, they're working from home, uh, we've got them crippled, I should go there first, or whatever. It's just an example, one example. Uh, you know, it basically sucks for everybody. It sucks for the telephone company technician, and it sucks for you, the customer. And, it's not going to get any better, unfortunately. Uh, if you're a cable company customer, you know, just fill in the blank on the name. Uh, those guys aren't doing a bad job because there's more staff. Because when you leave the copper pair telephone company, that's pretty much where you're going to, the cable company. So they're beefed up, and you know they are pretty darn good at keeping appointment times. Uh, telephone company, no, not so much anymore. They just can't. Um, Another thing that's a big problem is with the telephone company, your trouble goes to a tester that sits in an office and they try to resolve your problem without a technician dispatch, what they call roll a truck, because they know how much money it costs to roll a truck to come out to your house. Um, a lot of times, these testers unknowingly will clear a ticket out or call you and say your problem is resolved when really it's not. Because unfortunately, the test equipment will lie to them and tell them that it's not a problem when it is still a problem. But, personnel, testers, workload, uh, not reviewing the work at the beginning of the day, and all these things enter into how long it takes somebody to get out to fix your trouble. And unfortunately, the only threat is, which we go back to, is the Public Utilities Commission, Board of Public Utilities, whoever you can call to file a complaint. And that's kind of the only thing that really gets them moving. I've seen supervisors' numbers posted, directors' numbers posted, hell, even the president of the company's numbers posted. That doesn't work as good as the PUC, the BPU, or whoever. It does get attention. Another thing that I know for a fact, because I used to get sent out on them, is if you bitch on Facebook or social media about them, they actually pay people to sit and read your bitches. And, unfortunately, these will get attention more than a trouble ticket that's just floating around in the big computer in the sky for a couple of weeks because they hate the bad publicity on social media. So, you can go on Facebook and badmouth them, and that usually gets some attention too. But anyhow, the bottom line is the service sucks, they all suck, and y'all are waiting way too long for service. There's just no doubt about it. And I don't know that the answer is going to the cable company, but from my perspective, they seem to be doing a lot better job than the telcos. So I hope this answers some questions for you. I know it's not what you want to hear, but anyhow, that's the story. Hope you like this video. Do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. We'll keep pumping these out. Y'all have a great day.